is about chords.
Mhm.
I saw your post, the new post for the YouTube, and that answered some of the questions, but you mentioned hyssop, etheric chords, rue, ironbark, eucalyptus. I would like to know a definitive answer for when you use what.
Okay, so we have two different kinds of chords, right? We have like what we would call negative chords or negative connections between you and another person, and then we have positive chords. And the positive chords are they're actually much stronger, they're much denser, but they can be prone to contamination. And so even if you're trying to release a negative chord, the more that you clean it up, the more easily it is to release it, and the more you minimize the contamination. And then the positive chords, like for example, like say you and a good friend are super connected and maybe talk every day, or a family member or something, and your life is stress-free, theirs is not, so there's going to be a little bit of that stress that's going to come and trigger your body a little bit, even though it's not your stress. And when you guys talk, you're not even talking about that situation, but you're picking up their stress basically. And whether you're aware of it or not, it happens. And so it's kind of like what we were talking about with
yes,
Shraddhananda's grandmother, right?
yeah.
She's probably not interacting with people on a daily basis, but just through the years, she's absorbed a lot, and she sits and thinks of everybody, and she loves everybody, so she's worried about who's doing this and that, and I hope they get their job or graduate college, whatever it is. And so there we want to clean chords, and so the ironbark eucalyptus and the etheric chord blend is very much for cleaning the chords. And even using energetic techniques, you can go through and clean them using energetic techniques, but it takes so long. It's such a tedious task. Like you can do it, but it takes a while. Just inhaling that, you can think of the person, but even if you're not thinking of a person or a situation, it just cleans them up. Like it just starts cleaning chords. And so etheric chord blend, ironbark eucalyptus is specifically for cleaning chords.
Okay.
Rue is for conflict resolution, like when there's a conflict with somebody or you're needing to release negative chords, like when you're like, the jerk at the store is da 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 da, or fill in the blank. That is rue. So it calms down the adrenal response somewhat, and it helps you to kind of resolve it and not be as reactive to the energy that's in the chord, because like a lot of times the person's projecting something and then your body's reacting, and then it just starts this like chain reaction. It really has a calming effect on some of that. And it really just, it's not like a giant hand comes through. It just like disconnects the connection between you and the person. Like it's just, the chord just kind of falls away. Like the part from you goes back in, the part from them goes back to them, kind of done. Right. So rue does that really well. Now, another one that does it well, I don't really talk about it because it's like 4 times the price. And I don't know that it works any better, but St. John's wort. St. John's wort is actually very good for cutting cords. The issue with St. John's wort is that if a person's on a bunch of medication and they start taking it internally, it's a blood purifier. It drains the medication out. If you put it on topically, then you get exposed to the sun. Sometimes it'll cause a discoloration with the sun. The St. John's wort's better for cleaning out the emotions and the thoughts associated with the cord than the rue is. And you can take it internal, where the rue, do not take rue internal. Like really just best inhaled, just best inhaled. Um, so that is good for that. And then the hyssop is very, very interesting. It it diminishes the back and forth between the energy bodies. So like somebody projects like something hostile towards you, emotionally, mentally, you're like, yeah, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But your body is like, don't worry, I got this. And the body will push back, because the body senses it as a threat. And so it's calming down some of what you call the reflex arc and like projections that would come from the spine, like outward. And so it's a way of calming down the back and forth between you and the situation, or you and the person, or whatever it is. And it deepens the breath, it calms things down, it cleans things up, right? And it helps reduce the tendency to absorb negativity from other people and from environments. Like, so if you're going into an environment where everybody's fine, but they're all super stressed, you're just in a stressful environment, you walk in and you walk out, and it's not really going to absorb into your energy body the way it would if you just walked in there and hung out for 15, 20 minutes. And so you could use a variation of that. If the chords are really aggressive and a little bit triggering, tarragon should help that as well.
I don't have
But
that.
yeah, but a lot of times just the ones that we just talked about, you can get by with that.
Great. Thank
Yeah,
you
yeah,
so much.
You're so welcome. Good talking with you.